Hi, I'm Malin Johnson, Main Street Guyman Director, and this is our March on the Bricks TV show. And we're coming to Main Street Guyman, to the new City Hall today for our session. And Kim, I want you to tell us about, I realize you're not completely moved in, and we appreciate that you let us come this soon. Although, we could have,
Waited?
No, we couldn't, because then people wouldn't be surprised.
No. Well, we are officially moved in. All of our departments are up and running, mostly. We do have some email issues right now, so if you're attempting to email anybody at City Hall and you're not getting a response, you might pick up the phone and make a phone call over the next couple of weeks.
Well, some people are used to not getting responses because, I get all sorts of emails I never answer.
Well, that's not how we work at City Hall.
Oh.
So anyway, this building is actually 3 buildings, and it's approximately 24,000 square feet. We left a building that was so small. We were sharing offices with papers and filing cabinets, and we were stacked one on top of the other. And now we actually have more space than we probably need at the time, and everybody is very, very excited to be here. So we've had lots of questions in the public about where do I pay my bill, how do I pay my bill. For reference, you pay at City Hall. You can also pay online. If you go to our website, you can pay with your credit card online. If you'd like to set up an automatic deduction directly from your bank account, the ladies will be happy to help you set that up. Those are the 2 most convenient ways to pay. If you find yourself on payment day and you can't get up to City Hall, if you'll pick up the phone, somebody will take your credit card information over the phone and make that payment for you. So any situation, we'll help you out. There's no drive-through at this building, so we're being very accommodating. But just come in and talk to us, and we'll help you work through a way to get your payment into City Hall. And of course, there's always the old-fashioned way of putting a stamp on it and putting it in the U.S. mail.
And that still works.
It still works. So anyway, so entrance, if you decide to come to City Hall to make a payment, the Main Street entrance is your best option. When you come to City Council at 6 o'clock every second and last Thursday of the month, these are the doors that you come through. And if you want to follow me, we'll just step through here.
And if you're bored, there's always the agendas they can read.
Oh, yes. As required by state law, the agenda must be posted in the location that the council meeting will be held. This is the location for all your agendas. It'll also be for our employee, if we have anybody to hire, any information that you need from the city. Here's your spot.
Okay, let's go. Okay, just as you come in the door,
To the left
is
utility billing. We have 4 ladies that will take your payments here, help you set up new accounts, do any disconnects. And if I can get them to step to the window and wave, we'll introduce them. Yes. Shelly Colson. And there on the phone taking payment, I'm probably sure, is Dickie Schreiber. At that desk is Elvia Hernandez. And right here to our left is Ramona Vasquez.
And so there are 2 bilingual.
2 bilingual in the utility billing department now. And then as you keep moving, you will head for you can see court just around the corner of the council chambers. City court, if you get a fine for speeding, any traffic violation that's given to you by a city police officer, if you get a fine by my code officer or my building official, those are all paid at the municipal court. If you get a ticket from a sheriff or a highway patrolman or anything like that, that's the county, and you go to the courthouse for that. So we sometimes get a little confusion there. We hold our own court in council chambers. We also have a juvenile court upstairs. But there's 2 ladies in this office, Velma Schultz and Charlene Wales.
Hey, Charlene.
They're here 8 to 5. Velma is bilingual as well, and they'll help you set up payment arrangements or take your money or enter a plea or whatever you need to do. Public restrooms are all the way down at the back on the right. When you come into City Hall, if you need to see somebody that is not utility billing or is not court, there will be a receptionist directly to the right. and she can help you see the people that you need to see. We have a keypad that locks the offices to the executive suites. Behind those doors are the city clerk, the assistant city clerk, the public works director, the utility director, accounts payable, treasury clerk, myself, city manager, and my assistant, and HR. So anybody that needs to see those people needs to see the receptionist. She'll call whomever they need to see and take you back to the office that you need to visit. So
And who's normally sitting here?
right here, Dickie. Dickie does double duty. She takes payments and she also works as a receptionist. We have hired one who should begin the first part of March. So there will be a new face here, and we don't know who that is yet, but coming soon to a theater near you.
Well, this is the new city council chambers, and this is quite impressive, I do believe. The whole lobby of the Once Bank with the windows around it. I mean, I don't know how many years, Kim, that I sat in council meetings where people who were angry and they had a lot of heat coming from them, and I would sweat in that other one.
I'm sorry.
And this large lady didn't like how close the chairs were. I'm loving this.
We have, this is 40 chairs, which the fire station has kindly loaned to us until ours arrive, but we have plenty of seating for the standing room only meetings that we have occasionally. PTCI has been.
Those are your favorite.
Those are my favorite. PTCI has been kind enough to loan us their podium as well as their sound system to allow for us to actually be heard on camera, because our old system was supposed to be transported across and it's not possible. So we are now looking at new avenues to make that happen. But in the meantime, they've taken very good care of us, and I thank them greatly. The room also has its own thermostat, and we can control the air just for you, Millen.
Thank you.
We did that with you in mind. We also hope behind the camera that you can't see.
Would you please tell people to bring their sweaters, because I
You're
like
gonna
it
need
pretty
it cool.
cool.
Yeah, well, I need my heater, and they put an extra plug up there for me. So eventually we'll have City of Guyman behind us on the wall, and this will be a place that the podium that eventually arrives will be portable, and we can move it, have gatherings. Leadership Oklahoma is going to gather here. The cult group that we had, Citizens Academy Leadership Training that we had last year, is coming again. They'll meet in here. So this room was meant to be more than just council chambers. This was supposed to be the center of the city, the places that we really talked about who we were and what we did. So the mayor's vision was the glass, and the glass turned out wonderfully. We were afraid it would make everything small if we made solid walls, and he had the vision of the glass, and it really, really played well. The mixture of wood and stone just amazes me. The transition between the buildings with the skylight and the hanging lights, it's just wow. Everybody in the building, you can see a change in attitude overall. When the employees are here, they smile more, they talk more. The customers, everybody is just in a better mood.
Well, let's be honest, you had people sitting on each other's laps practically.
We did, and the carpet in the old utility billing office was kept together with duct tape. We had been anticipating a move into this building for 3 years, and we couldn't see putting more money into a building that we were going to be done with. And so they really had a lot of fun with it, and they used various colors, sometimes leopard print and pink. And so it changed from time to time, but they definitely have a better space right now than they've had in a very long time, and they're very excited to have it.
And in the old city hall was wonderful at one point, but when I first came, the police department was where your office was, and that was an ambulance base. So everything had been changed so many times that.
Well, and the flat roof just got to a point where it's, it was challenging, and the rooms were chopped up in a strange way. The city clerk's office was a pass-through. You had to walk through her office to get to another part, which disturbed her. My conference room got changed into 2 offices when we brought community development over from the old Adams Hardface building. So that also, I had no conference room. We walked through that room as well. And so we all were just right on top of one another. And
oh, I have one for you.
okay.
We used to be across the street, and there was one laser printer.
So you had to walk back across the street?
every letter. But first you had to call and have them put in letterhead in the printer. Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah, no. This one's a lot better.
I'm thinking more than a lot better.
Our goal was modern, simple, and I think our architect and our contractor really took the words that we said and turned them into a real thing. Changing an old building into something useful and modern is not always easy, but I think they really came up with some creative ways to
I like
do that.
it.
Makes us happy every day.
And now I'm only a block away, so if I run out of coffee,
Come on down.
I was hoping you'd say that,
And
and
we
I'm
go next
hoping
door.
everybody heard.
And then you can come down, we can go next door to the Golden Crown and have coffee.
Oh, that's a
See,
good
it's perfect.
one. That's a
and soon
good
we'll have the
one.
Galleon Restaurant. It's just going to be so exciting right here at the corner of 5th and Main.
It is.
If for some reason you need to see someone about planning and zoning, see the building official, code enforcement, any of that type of thing, if you just go past the receptionist desk to the right and come around the corner, we do have an elevator to take you to the second floor to their suite of offices. And it makes an ugly noise, but it really does work. These offices are the original offices that were up here. The only renovation that was done was to the bathrooms to make them ADA compliant, and then carpet and paint and new ceiling tiles is basically all that we did to upgrade this.
Okay, I'll be right there.
In fact, here is our building official.
Oh,
Brock
yes.
Scroggin.
I knew he wanted to be on the TV show.
No, I really didn't.
Yes. We ran into him just in time. His office is all the way down at the end, and that's where we're headed to show the public where they need to come to see you. He's always busy and always going. Best way to get in touch with him is to call City Hall and leave a message either at the receptionist desk or on his voicemail, or she'll give you his cell phone number and he will answer as soon as he gets off job site or is finished with his other customers. This first room is the conference room for planning, zoning, code official, building, code enforcement. So this is, eventually we'll have maps on the wall and everything that you need to make decisions about your project and anything that you need. And then the last office belongs to Brock. So if you manage to get up here and find him, there he is. And we expect there to be quite a bit of traffic up here. We are doing quite a bit of
New things.
renovations, building new things, and we're excited to have this much space to spread out in. Accounts payable down there, community development, IT. So we have this whole suite.
Kim, we are now in the sacred grounds, right?
Yes, the magic door.
Yeah, behind the magic door. So tell us, from office to office, who all's here?
The corner office belongs to the city clerk, Lavona Martinez. It has the original round turret from the original building that wasn't taken out, so she kind of has one of the coolest offices in the building. Next to her is her assistant clerk, Katie Martiri. And as we move down the hall, the person with the most power probably is Elaine Campbell. She's our treasury clerk and keeper of all things that nobody knows where they are.
No, she's the keeper of Mickey Mouse stuff.
Then we move down and we have Tracy Bowers, who has recently become our utility director. So he's over the gas, the water, sewer, sanitation, and then
Streets.
Nope,
Nope.
that's the next one. They originally were not coming to City Hall. We decided that having them here really brought us together as a group, and since they've been here, it has really been wonderful to hear their voices and see their smiling faces.
And I heard that Tracy's fellows were really glad you brought him here.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Next to him is Pete Hedrick, who was our Parks Director. He's now our Public Works Director. He's in charge of cemetery, parks, pool, streets, transportation, garage, I believe, are all of his. So he's got quite a bit going on. And then there's an empty office that is potentially, should they need a secretary of some sort at some time, that might be their office. Then we have our copy facility, has the postage meter, envelope, sticker, our BizHub fax shredder, storage for all the paper and various
And that's
things.
for everyone.
That's for everybody back here.
So that's funny because you would have then taken out,
It was an office.
well, but you probably had 3 of those.
3 of those, we still do. Court still has theirs, and utility building still has theirs. Actually, we have 4. And upstairs, they still have theirs. So
But you combined the ones that would have been at the Public Works and Community Development.
Yep.
That's
Into here.
excellent.
so
Do you have to draw a number to use the copy machine?
I don't have to.
Oh, yeah.
I have.
And this is the
I have
door we
Soila.
can't use.
That's the door that's for employees. When we make the transition to IBTS on March 1st, there will be a program director. This will be their office, and their office will then open into Soila's office, who is my executive assistant and will also be their executive assistant. And then Soila's office opens also into my office so that she has access to both of us directly without coming into the hall, and the same for us. And mine's kind of messy, but
Oh, yours is nice.
it's pretty much the same as it was when it was the bank president's office. They took out the HVAC unit, so I have a closet now, and I get 2 windows, which is lovely. And this is so much space that I sit in here and it echoes. Have my own bathroom. It was already there. We brought it up to ADA compliance. But this is the best space I've ever had in my life, and we're pretty.
It's a little too hot in here.
No, I'm sorry. You'll see I have a thermostat that controls these 3 offices, and so we negotiate for the temperature. We negotiate, but I have control of it. So
You get 3 votes.
I get 3
each.
votes. They get 2. That's how it works. So
Yes.
this, if you come out, it has the conference room right to the right. Vicki, take all your sensitive material off the screen. And this has the best ceiling of any room I've ever seen in my life. This is the conference room. Along the blue wall to your right, there will be a teleconferencing TV that IBTS will bring in that we can teleconference with IBTS corporate. It'll have the camera system that moves to whomever is speaking. We'll be able to see them. They'll be able to see us. We'll also be able to use that technology to connect with other people in the city when we generally have a meeting that is 5 hours down, 2 hours of meeting, and 5 hours back. We're hoping to use that technology, and IBTS is bringing that to us at their cost, not to the cities. Through that door is just around to the city employees. Out here is HR and a waiting room for anybody that's waiting to see any of the people here. There's Vicki Wilson working on payroll, I bet, because Friday we're going to get paid again.
So, and this door goes,
And then this door goes right back down. This is the basement, which we're not going into. The public is not allowed in the basement. It's only for permanent document storage, Christmas decorations, and such.
and tornado.
And tornado. All of our documents that we use on a daily basis are kept in 2 storage facilities just off the council chambers. And then several people have filing cabinets in their office for documents they use every day. This is for minutes since the dawn of time, project files, those things that we're required to keep permanently, but that we only access once every 5 years so that we don't have people going up and down those stairs. But a lot of storage there. We're very excited to have that. You can see that we haven't gotten them all moved down there, but everybody will have their own space. And then another entry into the council chambers, and this office here opens into the council chambers as well, and that will be the admin services. When IBTS comes, they will help with finance, and they will help supervise the utility billing, accounts payable, the treasury clerk, and the courts, the court assistant court and the assistant clerk. So we have yet to find that person, but they'll hopefully in the next 3 weeks they will arrive as well. And that's pretty much all of it.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is. And the first day that we worked here, that we weren't moving boxes, the first day that I showed back up in my, 5 inches of heels, I walked 2.5 miles in 5-inch stilettos in one day, and I had to take my shoes off to make it back out to the truck. That's the farthest I had walked, and I said, I have to learn to do this a new way or get new shoes. So
You could get to be tougher.
I'm learning to use the phone a lot more. I'm gonna get up from your office and run down to the other person's office to tell them something. I start to get up now and I'm like, I think I better just use the phone.
Now, I heard some of your city employees talking, and they said that, who was it that moved everybody over? Was it?
Pete Hedrick and Tracy Bowers gave up men from their department. Pete really was in charge of the manpower. Jim Andrews, our IT director, he moved all of the technology, all of the servers, along with Taylor Kerr, who works with him. They worked over the weekend prior to the move. They moved everybody's computers, the servers, all our technology came across. They spent a tremendous number of hours. And then Pete and Tracy coordinated the people to pick up the boxes. They picked up all the desks. Each office came over as a trailer load in and of itself. So all of my stuff came over. Also, Fire Chief McFadden I think he brought 5 firefighters. They moved the fireproof safes that HR uses, which are tremendously heavy. And they just office by office, we brought everybody's stuff in, put the desk together, and then they would go and they were a machine, and they worked for 4 days straight. And without Pete and Tracy and Jim, it would not have gone as smoothly as it did. I literally have dreaded the moving portion of it since the day I signed the lease on this building, and it was not even a fraction of what I estimated it would be. It just made me happy.
That's what I heard. I heard they were real troopers.
Yes, they were, and they just didn't stop. And they kept saying, "There's more over there. Shall we get it?" Yeah, I guess we better get it. I say, "Well, maybe no. We better go get it, Kim." Okay, just go get it. And they've gone up and down those stairs a million times, and I couldn't have done it without them. They took really good care of me too. And Soila Medina, while I was walking around pointing and everything and answering questions and calling people on the phone and doing different things, I showed up and she had put my office together. Hers was not put together, but mine was, and I cannot thank her enough for that, because she knew that if she left those boxes in there, I would just keep on working and the boxes would just stay right where they were. So
She's wonderful.
she's very organized.
Well, thank you for the tour.
Thank you for coming and seeing us.
Now, there's some people, the city council hasn't decided what they're going to do with the old city hall.
Nope, we have the old city hall and we have the previous library, and they're discussing those things. We've had one executive session to discuss that. Nothing was decided other than we're going to think more about it. I would suspect now that we've gotten completely moved out that those discussions will start to take place more and more. They'll take place mostly in executive session, which is allowed for the sale or purchase of real property. But that's a council, one of their major powers, and they're taking it very seriously and trying to do what's best for the community, not only the city, but the community as a whole.
Long term.
Long term, where do we want to be with this? So a lot of questions, and I know that a lot of people have some input, and I've taken phone calls, and those are all being put into a list and forwarded to all the appropriate people.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, helping me talk about our March events is Soila Medina. Now, Soila, you're very important in the city, but also you are our board president with Main Street Guyman. So I think it's on. Maybe I ought to take my mic off and just let you do this by yourself.
No, it's all right.
It's
I'll
okay.
help you out.
Okay. Well, thank you. The first thing that we have in March is on the 4th is Eggs and Issues. And you've been to the Eggs and Issues, haven't you?
I have. This is where legislators come from downstate to talk to us about the different laws they're making and what's changing, the new rulings. And it's very important to have people there regardless of what they do, where they work, whether it's with the schools, with the municipal government, with the county government, business owners. It's a great opportunity for us to find out what's going on in our great state and with our laws.
And I find that if you go to Eggs and Issues, there's 4 of them a year while we are in session. If you go to Eggs and Issues, when you do have a problem, you know who it is to talk to, and they know who you are. So you're not just a name on an email.
That's
And
correct.
it is at the Ambassador at 7 a.m. It's a Chamber of Commerce event, and there is a free breakfast buffet for whomever goes.
Sponsored by one of our local businesses, Chamber Main Street member, and it's always a great event.
Now, would you say that in Spanish real quick?
El 4 de marzo vienen los legisladores del estado a un evento en el Embajador, el restaurante Embajador, a las 7 de la mañana, y lo que ellos hacen ahí es notificarnos los cambios en las leyes. Es un buen momento para aprender qué es lo que está sucediendo, cuáles cambios va a haber y para conocer quiénes son nuestros representantes en las leyes.
And then on March 12th, it is the Living Green 5K, 10K, and this year there is a half marathon race with
I
it.
have heard that, and I hope there's a lot of interest. It's just something great for our community as we try to be healthier and live by the new green stuff that's out there. And Rick Roberts, he's a great organizer. Don't forget March 12th, Living Green, and it all starts downtown at our Main Street Guyman office for registrations.
Yes, it does, and it's all a benefit race, so it helps different things in our community. So it's very good for people to take part.
Yes.
On March 22nd is an emergency preparedness fair at the Activity Center. I'm not really sure what that is, but people can keep an eye out. Do you know more?
It's an open to the public event, and that it's everybody that has kind of helped organize it, including our emergency responders through the county and city churches, our major employers, just an event to educate the community on what to do in case of an emergency. Catholic Charities is sponsoring the event, and it's open to the public. We'll have speakers from state level, national level. We'll have some local speakers. Our fire department will be represented there. Lots of freebies, giveaways. I think they are even going to give away a free shelter, if I'm not mistaken, and it's probably at a value of $1,500. It's in the evening. I believe it's from 5 to 7 in the evening. A meal will be served, and the Hispanic Advisory Board plans to be there to help out with translation of some of the documents, some of the speeches, and they will also have printed material in other languages. So it's a wonderful event for our community. El 12 de marzo está la carrera que se llama Viviendo Verde, en referencia a una vida más saludable. Habrá también un maratón o un medio maratón para los que estén interesados. Las registraciones son en la oficina de Main Street Guyman, y hay algunas cositas que les regalan a las personas que participan. Los fondos recaudados en este evento van para una buena causa. Creo que es para los ciudadanos mayores y un evento que se les organiza a ellos. Ahora, el 22 de marzo hay una actividad, es una feria de preparación para emergencias, donde habrá personas del estado y personas a nivel nacional que nos estarán dando información acerca sobre cómo prepararnos para el tiempo severo y en alguna emergencia. Está abierto al público y habrá una cena gratis para todos los que atiendan.
And then probably the one that's going to be the most fun is on March 28th and 29th. The Guyman Chamber of Commerce takes a bus to the Capitol for our Penhandle Day at the Capitol. Leadership Guyman class from this year will go. And we go down and meet the senator and representatives, watch them. We get to tour the Capitol, go to a reception. And it's quite nice, and it is open to the public. So if somebody would like to go to the Capitol with that on March 28th and 29th, call the Guyman Chamber of Commerce. Well, thank you, Soila.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And we thank everybody for watching this March on the Bricks.